what is the business? Welcome to another phenomenally dope episode of Ascension Symptoms. I am your host, Goddess Queen Free Love, and today we have a special episode. I'm gonna be eating some homemade food. We got us some lamb chops, some broccoli with red peppers and red onions, and we got some hot water cornbread. Okay, and what we talking about today? Cause I was just thinking about y'all be wanting to see the stuff, don't it? Let me see. I got my stuff in there. You see the vegetables, everything else in the foil, but you see it as I eat. Hold on. All right. So what we talking about? Cause I was just thinking about. At least y'all be able to see some of the vegetables on the fork, and y'all gonna be able to see the lamb chop stuff when I take it out. See, they look good. Good vegetables. You need to get your vegetables, okay, for your health. And women, so your stuff smell good, tastes good too. Anyway, what we talking about is I was reflecting on my relationship with my father, right? And I had a deadbeat daddy. You know, that's just what it is. He was a deadbeat father. But as I was reflecting, my whole life I've been a pretty wise person, right? And I remember I was a little girl, like, I don't want no man like my daddy. But after I went through a really bad breakup, and I was like, look, you gotta sit down and figure this shit out. Cause we ain't never gonna get in this shit again. I was able to recognize that all I was dating was my daddy. Now, it was certain things about him that I was very intentional about. Like, I'm not gonna get with no man who be like this, going back and forth between the baby mamas all in. But I dated men who were emotionally avoidant because they lacked any type of, you see the hot water cornbread? I made all this from scratch. So good. I could make this piece a little crispy. I like my stuff this soft in the middle and a crispy edge, but good. I was like, I dated emotionally avoidant men because my father was emotionally avoidant. He wasn't in tune with his feminine nature. Because, like most men, oh my goodness, I'm dropping good pieces. But you see the shirt, Dog Mom Social Club, so it made my baby eat it. He felt like showing any feminine qualities, like being emotional and being emotionally available for your child, for your daughters, even for your sons, that's a sign of weakness. And those are the type of men I dated. Men who felt like they needed to be hyper masculine while exhibiting no level of emotional availability. I also dated men who I had to try and prove myself to. Like, I was a very I said I was a wise child, and I was, but also along with being wise, I was a very gifted and excellent child. Like, I excelled in school, excelled in sports. I mean, I was a scholarly athlete. I was in the newspaper. I was on the radio. All this type of stuff. A student, A B honor roll. I won a 3-point shooting contest in the All-Star game. The only person on my basketball team to get a motherfucking basketball scholarship. Like, all these type of accolades. However, I remember as a child that I was doing all these great things, and my father never congratulated me, not one time. He never ever said, baby, I'm proud of you. Good job. And so I dated men just like that. Men who Not only would they not congratulate me, not only would they not pour into me like my father didn't, but they would try and minimize and humiliate me for making mistakes. Oh, you didn't get X amount of points this time. Ha ha ha. Damn, bro, you can't even make the motherfucking. You can't even make the squad, bitch. You can't even make practice team. And you talking about I ain't getting no points. And I remember as a little girl, because my dad was, he's on the other side of society. In and out of jail. You know, a long fucking list of shit with them po-po and shit. So, I remember when I was a little girl, I was like, damn. Because, you know, as kids, you want your parents, we've been programmed and conditioned to believe that we need our parents' validation. And so I was seeking that from him. And I remember as a little girl, I had did all this stuff, and he didn't say I'm proud of you or nothing. So I did something bad. I don't remember what it was, but I told him about it because I'm like, okay, he bad. You know, he fuck bitches up. He bad, so I'm gonna do some bad shit. I'm gonna tell him. And I told him this bad shit I did, and I was like, oh, and he finally gonna be like, okay, I'm proud of your daughter. Do you know what he did? Chastise me. Why would you do that? That's not good. Damn, I've been doing good. Your ass ain't saying nothing. Now when I do bad and I think that you gonna like the shit, here you go. That ain't good. But he didn't know how to pour into me because no one poured into him. He came from a very toxic background, but I'm not gonna get into that. That's how I was able to forgive him, because as you ascend, which is why we call this the ascension symptoms, is different symptoms that you go through. And as you begin to heal, and as I began to heal and recognize that I was dating my father in these different men, I had to realize that my father couldn't give me certain things because he never had them. And I had to be able to forgive him without ever hearing that man say sorry. I don't need you to say sorry. I'm able to recognize from a healed space that as a man in America, a black man, now my dad black, that his nickname Black, so he black like that bonnet. Biz. Now you see that motherfucker be a little scared now. So growing up as a black man in America that is poor to an abusive mother, verbally abusive, narcissistic, that develops within a boy who has to turn into a man some very toxic things and behaviors. And because he didn't know anything about healing, how was he gonna be able to give me some shit that he ain't motherfucking know? So I had to forgive that. Y'all see the lamb chops? That's that good lemon peppers and shit. I can't tell y'all my good seasoning. Mm-hmm. Nice and tender like I like. And so the men, they was just like that. I dated a man who I was fishing. I had to fight this man for compliments. Like, I'm fine as fuck. Yeah, I got on the bottom and sweatshirt and shit in the glasses. Baby, I'm fine. When I do it, I do it. I'm 5'10". Told you I was an athlete. Baby, I can go out in the world. I got all type of men. I only fuck with men now, but men, women, everybody give me compliments. Everybody like, girl, you beautiful. You blah, blah, blah. But the man I'm laid up to, popping pussy on, he can't never even say you look nice. Baby, I'm telling you, he couldn't say I look nice. This what this man said one time. And I'm laughing. Because it's funny now. I remember I got dressed real cute. Sexy, really. And he couldn't say you look beautiful, so what he said was, I really like the colors that you put together. That was his best. I was in love with this man. Let me take a little sip of water. I'm a little thirsty. I was in love with him. And so as I healed, And I'm saying these things to you because as you ascend, as you develop the appetite to change yourself and evolve into something else, you can't do none of that shit without healing. You're going to have to heal that mama trauma, excuse me, that daddy trauma. You're going to have to take a real good look at it and then look at how that shit is showing up in your relationships, especially with a lot of men with mother issues. I dated men. I told you my daddy came from a narcissistic, abusive mother. The men I was with, they came from similar backgrounds, right? The one dude couldn't tell me nothing but the colors look good. His mother was an alcoholic and a crack addict. And she went from abusive relationship to abusive relationship. He detailed to me how he saw his mother sitting, just chilling in the kitchen one time. Dude came in, I think, punched her in her face, kicked her in her face, some shit, and he just saw all the blood gushing out. Said his mama got up off the floor, blood gushing everywhere, and like finished her beer. This is a little boy seeing that his mama went through that. And this the man that I want to be able to pour into me. This is the man that I'm trying to understand why he's such a liar. Why he's so manipulative. Why is he a cheater? Why he's so motherfucking fucked up? Because he comes from some fucked up shit, but then being able to tie that shit back to my motherfucking origins. And I say this because you, beautiful people, as you begin to ascend and elevate and heal, you need to take an honest look at who the fuck you've been laid up with. If you have mothers who were hard women, and you always felt like you had to do X, Y, Z to get her love and her approval, take the time to look at the women you've been with and the women you've chased and how they treated you, and how when they treated you bad, it made you feel like you need to love them harder. Let me love you harder even though you treat me like shit. Same recognition I had to do with my father. Let me keep showing you how great I am. Let me show you what beautiful and amazing woman I am. Because I'm still looking for that validation. And so as you begin to heal, and as you progress through your healing journey, take the time to pause and truly look at your relationship with your parents. Whether some of you didn't, your parents was in the street, so you didn't have mom and daddy, but you had grandmama or auntie or whoever the fuck raised you. Look at the feminine energy that raised you and poured into you, and how that dynamic worked, and then how you recreated that with friendships and lovers. And look at that masculine interaction that you have from that uncle or that daddy, that granddaddy, whoever the fuck it was, and then take a look at how you recreated that with your relationships with men, with your friendships with men, and allow yourself the grace to not judge yourself on what the fuck you chose, but to sit down, process the shit, heal from it, and make a decision. That's all the growth and ascension is about, deciding. Everybody got choices. That's an E40 song. I choose to get money, I'm stuck to their bread. Everybody got choices. You have a choice to decide whether you want to continue on your path and then recreate that same fucked up toxic energy that you were introduced to as a child, or you can decide, you know what? I don't want to keep dating my daddy. I don't want to keep dating my mama. I'm no longer interested in dating men who have not been able to process their own traumas, and then they turn around and dump their shit on me. And I'm going to be responsible for the motherfucking choices I make. Because at the end and the beginning of the day, unless a bitch just took some shit from you, you are the one who decides what the fuck come in between your thighs. Period. So I'm gonna go ahead and let y'all go, cause I don't want my food to get cold. That's why I got other stuff in the foils. And I'm gonna be able to enjoy the rest of my meal. But I just want to offer you some love. Because as you heal and ascend, you're gonna need some motherfucking love. You're gonna need some love to be able to deal with that fuck shit that you've been through and the pain that you had to experience and how that shaped you. And you have to have the love because you gotta be honest. I had to be honest with myself and saying, I was fucked up and I was seeking validation from my father, and because I didn't get it from him, I sought that out in lovers. And I no longer want to do that. Yeah, the shit that them motherfuckers did, the cheating, the lying, the hurt and all that shit, they responsible for that shit. Okay? But I was responsible for choosing, ignoring the red flags, and staying for however long I stayed. Don't beat yourself up if you're still in the shit. Again, you have a choice. You want to do better, get on with your life and keep it moving? Or you want to stay there? Just know I ain't got no motherfucking judgment for you, because this shit ain't easy. And know that I love you. Until next time.